Shout out to McNasty for the fire emojis. But yeah, let's get back to this. We about to watch this video right now from All Viral Access Media. I don't know what he's doing with an FBA shirt and the Black American Heritage flag. They do not go together. I don't know why he would even put them together, but this is about hip hop. Somebody's claiming the origin story of hip hop isn't real. So let's get into that. Let's see what's going on with that.
Hey, yo, peace, everybody, man. Welcome back to All Viral Access Media, man. Yo, listen, we still at the point where we got to prove the mother effers who created hip-hop, man. And those, the ones that was there at that time, already told y'all what it is. So we got Fab Five Freddy, man. I'm listening to Fab Five Freddy on a podcast. It's called One Song Podcast. And he basically corrected the narrative, as a lot of us have already done.
No one can correct the narrative. Let's come on. There's no narrative to correct. We already know the story of hip hop. I don't want to hear nobody coming out and trying to rechange the story of hip hop. If you didn't, hip hop is over 50 years old. Where was y'all bozos saying all this 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago? Now magically it's a bag and saying that the story of hip hop isn't real. Now everybody coming out the woodwork saying, well, the story of hip hop ain't real, the origin story, and we not going for that.
Because now you still got people online trying to say hip hop came from Jamaica, right? And
that's a straw man. Nobody said it came from Jamaica. What people were saying is that a Jamaican created hip hop, DJ Kool Herc, which is a fact. That is what happened. And again, with you FBA bozos talking about delineation, that y'all made hip hop Jamaican. Like I always keep telling people, hip hop could have had nothing Jamaican about it. But y'all made it Jamaican when y'all started talking about this delineation. When y'all say, all right, we delineating. Whatever quote unquote FBAs created is FBA. Whatever black immigrants created is black immigrant. And I pointed this out to y'all bozos when y'all first started talking this and telling y'all, hey, but y'all giving away a lot of black stuff by saying that, because a lot of black things that we know as Black American was created by black immigrants, started by black immigrants, which I didn't listen. So we here now.
Try to blur the lines of who were there and who culture it was and how it really started. And he made it very clear hip hop was already here. This wasn't something imported. This is something that was created. So we're going to get right to the video right now, man. Salute to Fab Five Freddy, one of the original motherfuckers who was there from the get-go. Let's hear it in his own voice. Fair use, fair use.
To One Song, we're here with our guest, Fab Five Freddy.
You're so deeply enmeshed in the early hip-hop scene. What is it that people get wrong about it when people mythologize that era?
Yeah.
What are people focused on that's
Good
the wrong
question.
thing? Or
One of the things that I think is connecting to what I'm explaining now is the whole, and this, I think primarily because hip hop became so big, so pervasive, so massive globally, that this idea that because Kool Herc was of Jamaican ancestry, born in Jamaica and came up, they figured, oh, he must have brought this whole dance hall thing up.
Nobody says that. Matter of fact, only one person ever said that. That was in the 90s, and DJ Kool Herc himself refuted that. So as far as I'm seeing right now, Freddy, Fed Five Freddy is not making the same claim as you FBA bozos is making. But he might be. Let's keep watching. But again, that was refuted already. And that's a straw man. When people say hip hop is Jamaican, it's because you bozos say y'all delineating. And DJ Kool Herc is Jamaican. He created hip hop. And as of what we're hearing right now from Fab Five Freddy, he's acknowledging DJ Kool Herc created hip hop. He didn't say he didn't do it. What he's saying right now is saying that, well, he didn't bring it from Jamaica. So let's let him keep talking.
And that's what the big inspiration for hip hop was. That wasn't the case. Because when Kool Herc comes up, he's like 12 or so years old. He's not trying to emulate what King Tubby and the big producers in Jamaica are doing. I've spent a lot of time in Jamaica. I directed most of Shabba Ranks' videos, and I loved the Jamaican scene and sound. I talk about it in my book when it first popped off, when the U-Roy, I-Roy, Big Youth, I was into all that stuff. But basically, what I feel was happening, which was even more interesting, is the Jamaican dancehall DJ and the mobile disco DJ were emulating what the record DJ, which is the actual original DJ, the disc jockey, was doing. He was the guy on the black side that can talk some slick jive patter, sounded cool, had all the hot records. He controlled music and playing music, and that's what the DJ actually wanted to do. So when you check the early Jamaican sound system, if you really dig in deep, you'll know that the Jamaican DJ, when the weather was right, was able to pick up the black radio station coming out of New Orleans and coming out of Florida, coming out of Miami. All the black DJs had late night shows, but when the weather was right, you could tune in and hear, and that inspired what the early.
That makes so much sense because
and let me just say this at that time.
All right. Again, nothing he's saying is refuting the origin story of hip hop. The origin story of hip hop has not been refuted by not one thing he said. I hope this ain't another one of these FBA bozos who take somebody talking out of context and try to remix it. Because again, he's not saying the origin story of hip hop is not correct. Never once did he say DJ Kool Herc didn't create hip hop. Never once.
Too, they didn't have music as their culture. They didn't find themselves musically yet. Now they said that they had some like the Rastafaris that be all up in the mountains and stuff like that. They had their own little stuff going on as well, but it wasn't nothing of what it became. But they was listening to rhythm and blues, Fats Domino, Smokey Robinson's and the Miracles. You know what I'm saying? We got Chubby Checker. It was so many. You think what I'm saying? So that's where they got their groove, and they was dancing and mimicking everything that we was doing. The footage is there. I'm gonna play a little bit of footage in a minute, but let's continue very short.
Early Jamaican DJs, rather MCs, were called DJs. Count Machuki in the late.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, FBA is getting desperate at this point. Fat Five is Bayesian? Don't tell me. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm listening to him. He's not refuting the origin story. All he's saying is that it didn't come from that DJ Kool Herc didn't just, hip hop is not basically just dance hall, Americanized dance hall, which is true. Hip hop is not Americanized dance hall. That's the only thing he's saying, which is a fact. But yeah, let's keep going.
50s, early 60s.
Right.
He was a DJ, and then the DJs were called selectors because they're selecting the music.
Thank you.
Step at this station for identification. I'm going to turn it over to your sound dimension, your music producer. Everybody on the board.
So that all makes so much sense to connect those dots there, that what they share in common was they were both separately influenced by DJs on the radio.
That was the guy that was doing it. And the New York guys, it was the same thing. You now have the power to be like the radio guy, but he's bringing that to your community. He can keep the music going. It never stopped. That was like, oh my God.
And let's keep it pushing, man. So as we can see that, and again, I'm going to play the Pioneers.
Again, why did you pay him in the beginning? What was the point of playing this? This does not prove anything you said. Shout out to everybody in the building. He's not claiming everybody's contribution. Grant, let's say it like this. DJ Kool Herc birthed hip hop. Hip hop was birthed with the merry-go-round technique. Everything that come after that is hip hop. That's it. That's how hip hop worked. Like, that's always been the story. That has never been the case. What you see? You type something else. No, that's not true. Hip hop, I don't know if you understand what hip hop is. Hip hop was created by DJ Kool Herc. That's a fact. DJ Kool Herc is Jamaican. That's a fact. Hip hop is Black American, as in anybody Black in America is Black American. A lot of the elements came from Black America. That's not in dispute. The problem is FBA bozos are claiming now that we are delineating. So whatever FBA did is what FBA did. Whatever Black immigrants did is what Black immigrants did. So if DJ Kool Herc birthed hip hop, that makes hip hop Jamaican. That's by their logic. That's not even my logic. That's their logic. They came up with that. We only operating on their principle. This is why FBA is a dumb hate. They're not just a hate cult. They're a bunch of dummies. Because everybody knows this. Anything that somebody Black does in America is automatically a Black American invention, whether they had something to do with it or not. That's the special sauce of Black America. That's the special sauce of white America. How many white inventors were not born in America? They were born in Europe. But when they came to America and they created something, who get all the credit? America. It's the same thing with Black people. Black immigrants come here, they make something, who get all the credit? Black people. That has nothing to do with it. I guess because you said you from New Orleans, you don't understand. We from New York. I'm from New York. The story of hip hop, DJ Kool Herc created hip hop. That's it. He created hip hop. He the father of hip hop. Other people started doing hip hop, and that's how it is. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I think you might need I think I need some help right here. DJ Kool Herc started hip hop. That's it. FBA said they delineating, so they delineated themselves out of hip hop. The holy trinity, I don't mean to say holy. The trinity of hip hop is Africa Bambaataa, DJ Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash. All three of them are West Indian. In New York, West Indians, Native Black Americans, Puerto Ricans, one people. I don't know what you're talking about now. I can't address you no more. I don't know what you're talking about. But shout out to you. Keep it going. Oh, we got a donation. Oh, let me see. What's this name? Thank you. I'm staying on their neck. Thank you for the 20. Thank you for being a member also. I can't really see your name. I'm going to click on your profile so I could get a name for you, but you can tell me how to pronounce your name. Shout out to you for that. Shout out to you. Because, yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm rambling on and on and on about this issue. Like, yeah, we already addressed this. But, yeah, let's keep it going.
Right, so I got a couple of things for you. Just stay in tune. Just stay in tune. Now, and at the same time, I just seen an interview with Tariq Nasheed and little Rodney C from the Funky 4 Plus One More. Early pioneers with Shy Rock, all that, right? People who was outside and when this was forming, they was there. They are one of the founding groups that basically made hip hop what it was. And he said it straight. Yeah, Hispanics was there, but they was like our little cousins. They added to it, especially.
Again, why I keep trying to remix stuff. Now we got a new story. We have to watch that after this. So now Tariq interviewed somebody who was supposed to be a quote unquote pioneer of hip hop, and the person, according to this dude Mike, said that yeah, Hispanics was there, but they was like our little cousins. Your little cousin is your family. So if your little cousin is there participating with you while you doing something, they are part of the origin. No different than you. I don't get it. How y'all think y'all can say these things and think that's proving y'all point. That's actually going against your point. Because if they little cousins, they family. And if they was there from day one with us as our little cousins, that means they are part of the origin. Like, I don't get this.
With b-boying, but they didn't create hip hop, and that's not disrespect. That's just history. Now let's deal with this, because what's happening right now is not confusion, it's revision.
Shout out to Red Pill Zulu for the 10. Shout out to you, bro, for the 10. Yeah, I'm gonna keep grinding. You already know. You already know. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep on keeping on.
They're trying to revise everything that we have done. People are trying to turn something that had a clear origin into something that was shared. And when you,
of course, it had a clear origin. That's why the dude you just referenced talked about the Puerto Ricans being there as the quote unquote little cousins. That's why the dude you just played talked about not Grandmaster Flash, excuse me, DJ Kool Herc inventing hip hop. Only thing he didn't say is that he didn't bring it from Jamaica. He didn't bring dance hall from Jamaica and start hip hop. So that's the only thing he said, that hip hop is not Americanized dance hall. Nobody's going against the official origin story except y'all.
Look at the actual history, it don't line up with that. Go back and look at early hip hop groups and shit. You've seen the flyers, seen the photos, you've seen the footage. What did you see? Let's really put our mental Rolodex. Let's go back into our mental Rolodex. Let's go back in retrospect.
Yes, if you look at the original everything of hip hop, what you see is Puerto Ricans, West Indians, and Native Black Americans. That's what you see. That's what you see. I think this is what happened when you're not from New York and you're trying to talk about something that has something to do with New York. That's what you see.
Those are bars. And look at all the flyers. Look at all of the photos and the videos. What the hell did you see? You saw a majority of Black people, maybe one or two Hispanics in the group. So that's not 50-50. Where is the 50-50?
Yeah, you making too many different arguments. Yeah, we about to go to Tariq. This dude is making way too. Oh, he about to play Tariq. So yeah, I'm gonna let him play Tariq. But yeah, you making too many different arguments. The only person who makes the argument that hip hop is 50-50 Black and hit 50-50 Latino is Fat Joe. Nobody else make that argument. That's a Fat Joe argument. That's not a 50-year-old argument. That's not a Grandmaster Flash argument. That's not an Africa Bambaataa argument. That's not a DJ Kool Herc argument. That's not none of the pioneers of hip hop argument. That's a Fat Joe argument. If you don't agree with that, you got to take that up with Fat Joe. You can't put that onto everybody. Fat Joe said that. And the only way I could see that making sense is because there's 5 elements of hip hop. The having fun element. All right, cool. Everybody having fun. DJing and MCing, that's Black people. Breaking and graffiti, you could say that's Spanish people. That's the only way I could see 50-50. Otherwise than that, ain't no 50-50. So I don't know why you keep bringing that up. Like you bringing up the 50-50 storyline to try to refute DJ Kool Herc being the fall of hip hop. Like you're bringing up a 50-50 storyline from Fat Joe that you never heard DJ Kool Herc co-sign to try to refute DJ Kool Herc. It don't work like that. I never even heard Africa Bambaataa say nothing like that.
Where's that narrative coming from, Fat Joe? You know what I mean? He just be capping, okay, with that crooked leg. So that wasn't the reality on the ground.
Oh, shout out to President Jafar for the 2. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns, Emily. And if you can't support me with the dollar, support me with the fire emoji.
That's something that was being pushed after the fact. Let's get right to the interview real quick, all right? Fair use. Let's get right to it.
He had their own little crew. Yeah.
Now, Rob, when did y'all first start seeing Puerto Ricans at the jams?
Okay, now, I know it's a lot of controversy about Puerto Ricans being half of hip hop.
Yeah.
You can...
Again, this is a Fat Joe thing. Again, people are trying to use something Fat Joe said that none of the founders ever said, that never was spoken in the origin story of hip hop to try to refute the origin story of hip hop. That don't work like that. This is literally moving the goalposts. This is literally a straw man. Nothing you're saying right now or anybody else is saying is refuting the official story of hip hop.
Say, if you want to give them any credit, and they are our cousins.
Okay.
They not. You know what I mean? They not our brothers and sisters. They our cousins, right? Now I'm explaining to you. Puerto Ricans or Latino people are taught not to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they don't. Now, once Trump started screaming, deport these motherfuckers, now everybody want to be our friends. Okay.
Right.
Prior to that, if you lived in the Bronx in the 60s, right, and you lived in the projects, right, you and Puerto Ricans, y'all live together. So you lived on the 8th floor, probably out of 16 apartments, half of them probably black families, half of them Puerto Rican families.
So,
Yeah. Until you go to school with them. Now y'all go to class and all that, you get to learn each other, but you still don't hang out with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, there was Puerto Rican gangs, just like there was black gangs. So I don't want people to think that they were so united because that wasn't the case. Just that truce actually brought us together, and it was hip hop that calmed the savage beast that actually brought us all together. But so now,
The Savage Beast story is pre-hip hop, by the way. So that would mean Puerto Ricans are part of the origins of hip hop. Because if we going by what he's saying, that the Savage brothers brought blacks and Puerto Ricans together, that's pre-hip hop, which means about time hip hop started, they was already together as one people. So again, by the people you bringing on to tell the story, you are being refuted.
Fat Joe talking about, you know, they half of hip hop. No, y'all not. You call us Tariq?
Foundational Black America.
Okay, it was created by the foundation. That's it. Now, they got involved and elevated it on the dance tip.
Yeah.
It took them a while to get a handle on the hip hop thing.
A long time.
But they took that dance thing to the next level.
Yeah, but Rob, tell them about
That's your contribution. But
Again, this doesn't make any sense. Shout out to bro for the 2. Yeah, this don't make no sense. I don't know what he's even talking about. Like, come on. This is like I probably have to go watch the interview from Tariq's channel because I'm listening to this dude and just keep cutting in and out. But yeah, this doesn't change anything. Let's keep going.
you didn't create that dance either.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You enhanced it. You made it better. You get what I'm saying? But you didn't create it.
Right.
But that you have to stop
You
breaking.
want credit for enhancing what you get, but you not half a hip hop because we already was doing it before y'all even decided to get involved.
Exactly.
And if you look at any group that had Puerto Ricans in it, it's only 1 or 2. And the rest of the group is black.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how you gonna be half?
So now, yeah, see that, right? So this is why this.
And again, this didn't refute anything. In fact, none of these people y'all keep trying to bring on to refute the origin of hip hop is higher ranked than nobody else. Like, they not higher ranked than in hip hop than Grandmaster Flash. They not of a higher rank than DJ Kool Herc. They not of a higher rank than Africa Bambaataa. And again, where was all this for the last 50 years? The origin story of hip hop has remained the same for 50 plus years. Where was this 50 years ago? Where was y'all saying this 30 years ago? Where was y'all saying this 10 years ago? Just like, and I asked, what was it? DJ FaZe? Why you just saying this? Why are you just saying this? Why I wasn't saying this before? Yes, that was straight babble. Straight babble. Straight babble. I thought Big Pun is Puerto Rican. I didn't know he was Cuban. Ain't Big Pun Puerto Rican? Ain't Big Pun Puerto Rican? I think Big Pun is Puerto Rican. Exactly. You don't know who is who. That's the whole point of New York. You don't know who is who. Like first of all, like the dude who called himself the first breakdancer, Trixie. If Trixie walked past you, and let's say, for example, Alpo walked past you, and I say, and Trixie went to the left, Alpo went to the right, and I came in. I said, which way did the Puerto Rican dude go? You're going to point to the left where Trixie went, but Trixie is not Puerto Rican. And if I say where the black dude went, you're going to point to the right where Alpo went. Alpo is Spanish. You don't know who is who in New York. You don't know. Yeah, I thought that. Big Pun is Puerto Rican. Yeah, you don't know who is who in New York, especially when you, it's a little good, especially when you add in the Jafaicanism. Once you add in the Jafaicanism, you don't know who is who, because people be faking like they are part of this group, that group. You don't know who is who, and it don't matter. But yeah, let's let him finish up a little bit. Yes, all Tariq is misinformation. All he is. Matter of fact, we getting off this dude right here. We're gonna go to Tariq. We're gonna go straight. We're gonna get it from the horse's mouth.